this is Block 6, The Great Depression, Part 6, Assessing the New Deal, with the section Good Deal. All right, well, what did Roosevelt do that was so wonderful? Well, when Roosevelt took office, there were parts of the country that were literally on the verge of starvation. And the argument was, look, the main point of the New Deal was relief, and this was achieved. Government stepped into the breach where private charity and state governments could no longer provide the very basic needs of its citizens. Whether it was soup kitchens or jobs, the government provided relief for millions of Americans who otherwise literally could have died. No one starved, and millions of people got the psychological benefits of work. That to work on a government program clearing snow is better for the soul, is better for the psyche, than laying on your couch being unemployed. A social safety net was created for those people whom capitalism had left behind, or who could not keep up with capitalism, or made too many mistakes, or had one too many drinks, that never again would elderly Americans have to face the last years of their lives with the terror of poverty. People would be provided with enough food to eat. They would be provided for money for their old age. And this is known as the safety net, to catch people who fall. This was created during Roosevelt's administration, and it is, according to the people who look kindly upon him, one of his greatest contributions. The huge investment that Roosevelt and his New Deal made in infrastructure, all of the new roads, bridges, highways, tunnels, hydroelectric plants, dams, all of these things would be hugely important for the American economy to grow in the future. And it's true, without the roads and the rails and the highways and the tunnels, the economic growth of the late 40s and 1950s would have been different, would not have been as strong. That new roads, new tunnels, new bridges do nothing but help economic activity as long as they are put in good enough places. That the infrastructure investment that Roosevelt put in helped the economy. That the investment that Roosevelt put in, cutting new trails through national forests, allowed the average American person to experience the beauty and natural wonder of his country. And that's a benefit also. And what I'm going to editorialize now, and I don't often editorialize, I think Roosevelt's greatness lies in the fact that you have to describe it in the end as a good deal, even though it did not get the country out of the Depression. In the 1930s, when so many other countries were falling victim to totalitarianism and dictatorship, Roosevelt prevented that in the United States. There would be no Hitler in America. There would be no Franco, Mussolini, Salazar, Trujillo, now in Cuba, in the United States of America. That because of Franklin Roosevelt's optimism, ability to, or willingness to experiment, to try, to be honest with the American people did not trade him, they did not consider him a failure because his policies failed. They gave him credit for trying the best he could and doing what he could, because he did provide relief, and there was something of a recovery, and there was definitely reform, so some things that led to the crash would not happen again. I think it's because of Roosevelt and the character that he was that a Father Coughlin or a Huey Long never came to power in the United States. That without Roosevelt, that if you had had Hoover in 1932, 33, 34, 35, 36, the chance for political violence in the United States would have grown exponentially. And I think that's the gift of Franklin Roosevelt's presidency, and that's the gift of his administration, that he almost, in tweaking capitalism, he saved capitalism from itself. In tweaking free government, he saved free government from itself. The American people got to get behind and send their energy to Roosevelt and did not put their energy behind a Mussolini or a Huey Long or another demagogue who would have done significantly more damage to the constitutional fabric than FDR ever did. And I think that's the true nature of the New Deal. Did it solve the Depression? No. Did it prevent the United States from becoming a dictatorship? I think it certainly helped. I know, obviously there are no counterfactuals in history. You can't prove that without Roosevelt we would have become a dictatorship. But, that being said, Roosevelt's presence, his steady hand, his eternal optimism, his very American optimism, allowed the United States to weather the storm and to come out of it stronger than they had ever been behind a person with excellent leadership capabilities. And I think that's Roosevelt's gift to the country that he loved.